covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Tonight, future farmers aim to improve soil health. We'll tell you how coming up in a live report.
Plus, laying the foundation for sustainable construction. We show you the new steps forward at Simpson University.
And area postal workers join others across the country in protests today over plans to slash millions of dollars in funding.
Dozens took to the streets across our area to protest the Trump administration's proposed changes to the Postal Service.
Now take a look at this. This is what the front of the Red Bluff post office looked like around noon today. This was submitted by Adrian Hulst, submitted to our citizen journalism page. Now, we told you last month when President Trump announced plans to consider moving USPS under the control of the Department of Commerce. The American Postal Workers Union believes the changes could threaten jobs and raise prices on mail services for millions of Americans. Well, that group of local people traveled to different post offices across our area in a caravan-style rally. The president of Area Local 960, American Postal Workers Union, shared a message with us via our citizen journalism page.
It's important to them that the post office stay the national treasure it actually is and is per the Constitution. For 250 years, the post office has been a service to all, and now it's under threat, where it's no longer going to be a service to all, but only to those who want to make profits.
Local protesters say they're concerned about potential delays, too, to mail service.
New developments in the Shasta County Board of Supervisors lawsuit against a group seeking a ballot initiative to mandate hand-counting ballots and voter ID. We told you yesterday that County Counsel Joseph Lamore requested an expedited judicial ruling, allowing him permission to get out of writing the summary for the ballot measure because it seeks to violate state and federal laws. But the judge denied that request. So I asked Board Chair Kevin Cry what comes next.
I'm always going to defer to what I was elected to do and the oath that I took. And now, because our county council didn't get the relief he sought, I think personally he's forced to write that. Now, when I say forced, ultimately the county council and the board is going to make that decision. But, you know, you can't have it both ways. You can't say I'm going to stand up with the Constitution only when it works in your favor. It has to go both ways. So whether I think it's a good idea or not, at the end of the day, we've done the legal process and this is where we are. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Cry says the county council has to write some sort of summary and is supposed to turn it in by tonight, but it will likely be late. There is a special emergency meeting of the Board of Supervisors tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. The public is invited to attend and weigh in. The board and council will then meet in closed session to decide how to proceed.
New at 6, 2 Oregon men were arrested in Shasta County today with nearly 50 pounds of meth and cocaine, according to the CHP and according to drug agents in Shasta County. The county's narcotics task force says a CHP officer stopped Victor Ramirez and Justin Mack for a traffic violation. They used a canine, which alerted them to drugs in the car, and a search turned up 48.5 pounds of meth, according to investigators. Also, approximately 1 pound of cocaine. Ramirez and Mack were arrested for possession and transportation of drugs for sale. They're now each in jail with bail set $1 million each. Now a live look from our Bloomer camera looking down at Lake Oroville. That is a beautiful scene right there on this, we've been saying it, but it's the first day of spring. Not necessarily looking like that in that shot.
Yeah, the clouds always make for at least a pretty sunset. Yeah. Howie, what are we looking at temperature-wise?
Yeah, we're below average. We've been below average for several days. So spring off to a slow start, but then it's going to come out of nowhere in a couple days, and we'll get into that. Here's our radar. So for the most part, we didn't take a full shot of the storm. It came close. The outer bands, the trough, the low pressure kind of moved in. Now is backed off. We're kind of right on the fence of low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and for the most part, you got to go north in our area to really get some more rain and mountain snow. Other than that, staying on the dry side, but we're going to hold on to these clouds for a couple days until the systems decide to take a stand, and high pressure is going to do that, and we'll get into that. Here's a look at our winds where we saw 30-mile-per-hour gusts yesterday. These winds are on the slower side. Temperatures, again, below average, but spring will speed up in a couple days, and we'll talk all about it.
Thanks, Howie.
The second annual California Soil Health Field Days began today at the Chico State University Farm. And Action News Now reporter Nathan Espindula is live there. So Nathan, what kind of new farming techniques are people learning about today?
Well, Haley, today's event mainly focused on regenerative farming techniques, and people came from all over for this event. I actually met an attendee who came all the way from Humboldt County, and she told me why she thinks events like this are important.
Events like this help people to kind of break free of their conventional practices and learn how best to help the land and help themselves and keep things economically viable.
So I'm here at the Chico State University farm, and the focus of today's event is regenerative cropping systems. And I spoke with the organizers of the event, and they told me they believe that regenerative cropping is how agriculture will move on to the future.
It's like any other industry. It has to evolve. It has to improve and get better. We have a lot of people to feed on this planet, and we only have so much soil and so much farmland, and we just need to be able to use that as a soil resource that's going to be built in a way that future generations can continue to use it.
Humans have been farming for over 10,000 years, and organizers tell me that trying to reinvent farming and convince farmers to use regenerative cropping systems is the biggest challenge.
You know, everybody's human. No one likes to change, and that's the biggest challenge, is helping growers understand why the change is important, how they can adapt these practices to their production system, and how they can make it work on their farm.
Today's event also included live demonstrations of regenerative farming and many speaker panels. Live in Chico, I'm Nathan Espindula for Action News Now.
Thanks, Nathan. The California Soil Health Field Days will continue tomorrow, with the focus shifting from regenerative cropping systems to regenerative rangeland systems.
Some good news now. It is the 25th annual radiothon to raise money for Make-A-Wish at the Mount Shasta Mall. Now, Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo is live there at Mount Shasta Mall. So, Jesse, things just wrapped up. What was the turnout like today?
Alan, the turnout was amazing. Lots of people coming in. Some just driving through, dropping off their donation and driving out. Others stopping by, making a cash or check donation and getting to put a coin into the little wishing well that they have here. Now, the event here at the Mount Shasta Mall has just come to an end, and the boat that was given away to make a young man's wish come true has just left, and it was an amazing experience to see 12-year-old Reese get a pontoon boat as part of his wish. Reese is from Oroville, and all of the money that's raised here stays here by helping other families with kids facing critical diseases make their wishes come true. I spoke to the operations manager at Results Radio, who have been putting on this event for 25 years, Jennifer Jones, and she told me what it's like to see a young man like Reese get his wish come true. Take a listen.
By helping us get him this pontoon boat, and seeing that smile, that kid was beaming. Seeing that smile on his face is worth every penny that you guys donate. I wish you all could have been here to see it.
Now, they have raised about $60,000 toward their $87,000 goal, but I'm told that they're allowing donations for the next week to go toward that goal total. Live in Reading, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
Thank you, Jesse. Now, we will hear more from the event organizers coming up tonight on Action News Now at 11. Happening now, the City of Chico is hosting a free community meeting to discuss how the city will bring high-speed, affordable internet to hundreds of homes. Action News Now reporter Margot Rowe tells us more about this multi-million-dollar project.
The City of Chico has secured a $12 million grant to bring high-speed fiber optic internet to the Chapman neighborhood. The service is known as North Valley Fiber and will benefit those in or surrounding the area of Chapman Elementary School. And it's aimed to be $40 a month for over 9,000 households at first. And tonight, a community meeting will be held for information on the services and the next steps, like which households will qualify to be part of the broadband network and when construction will happen, since the fiber optics will have have to be placed underground. And folks will get to share their concerns and ask their questions about the new services. Now, the meeting is tonight at the Dorothy Johnson Center behind me on East 16th Street. It starts at 6 p.m. Reporting in Chico, I'm Margot Rowe for Action News Now.
Thank you, Margot. And Margot will stay there for that meeting, and we'll hear from her about how it went tonight on Action News Now at 11.
Nationwide, 8% of all purchased cars are electric, but the stats are better for at least one Chico dealership.
Yeah, Pujois Automotive estimates that 15% of its new car purchases are for the all-electric vehicle. New car buyers that we spoke with say they're hesitant about driving EVs, mainly due to the distance range of a full charge. But that's improved dramatically, up to over 400 miles for some electric vehicles. We spoke with the sales manager at Pujois Automotive Center about new buyers' hesitancy.
Everybody still has a little bit of the anxiety and a little bit of, it's a new product, so people are always a little bit apprehensive at first. But I think once they actually get in there, touch it, and feel the drive, they'll actually really enjoy it.
It is worth noting that there is still $7,500 in tax credits for new EV buyers. And by the way, the cost of a brand new electric vehicle ranges from just under $40,000 to as much as $120,000 if you could go anywhere near that range, Haley. Coming up, a new Chico annual tradition is set to return this summer.
Plus, pouring the foundation for sustainability, what a local university has in the works for the next generation of construction workers.